Thinking about your first Virgin Voyages cruise but have no idea what to expect? I've sailed with Virgin Voyages 5 times, and I'm sharing with you all the things I wish I knew before my first cruise, including some of the mistakes that might cost you a little money. Hey everybody, my name is Becky and I help professionals plan stress-free travel. A lot of times that is destination weddings that happen on Virgin Voyages ships or in the Cancun area of Mexico, but the Caribbean and the Mediterranean are my specialties. If Virgin Voyages is on your radar, but you're not quite sure how it's different from other cruise lines, then you're in the right spot. This is your guide, everything you need to know before you book Virgin. First things first, what makes Virgin Voyages different? Virgin Voyages is pretty different to traditional cruise lines. There's no main buffet, no main dining room, no specialty dining, no specialty drink package, and my personal favorite, no formal nights. Instead, you get restaurant-style dining, prices that compare to a bar on land, and entertainment that's actually designed to entertain adults. The ships all feel more like a boutique hotel than they do a floating mass cruise ship. They are designed with aesthetics in mind. So you have these beautiful rooms, you have incredible mood lighting, and spaces on the ship to actually entertain the adults. There's lots of little pockets of bars, there are lots of spaces to see shows in smaller groups, and there are no kids, which means no crying, no screaming, just a good time. Let's talk about booking essentials. Everything you need to know about the booking process, how it works, and what the important points are. Virgin's pricing structure is totally different than other cruise lines out there. What looks like a higher base price actually includes a lot more than other cruise lines. So if you're price shopping and comparing it to another cruise line, you really have to make sure you're comparing apples to apples. On Virgin, some of the things that are always included in that cost are your Wi-Fi, group fitness classes, your dining, which actually equals specialty dining on other ships. So when you're comparing itineraries across other cruise lines, make sure that you're actually taking all of those costs into consideration. It's really hard to be away for 7 days and not have access to Wi-Fi, and that may cost you $300 per person on another cruise line, which significantly changes the game. Before you book that lock it in rate, make sure you head over to my blog, travelagentbecky.com, and read the blog post that I created specifically about the lock it in rate on Virgin Voyages. It is tough. Yes, the savings can seem really exciting, but you really are as locked in as you can be, hence the name. I really try to make sure my clients understand what that lock it in rate entails before they go ahead and book it. I don't ever recommend it. I don't book it for myself when I'm sailing, and I sail a lot. Sometimes it's worth it to pay a little bit extra if you know you're getting a lot back in return. So head on over to travelagentbecky.com, read that blog post before you book that lock it in rate. During the booking process on Virgin Voyages, they will automatically assign you the best cabin number, in their opinion, in your category. So if you're booking a central sea terrace, it's going to look at all of the central sea terrace rooms that are available to you and will automatically assign it. If you work with a trusted travel agent like myself, I then can go in and reassign it. So if you want to be closer to the elevator, I could maybe do that for you. If you want to be on a higher floor, we could check to see what's available. A lot of times I recommend we stay where we are, but it's really nice to work with a travel agent who knows the ships and knows what is around you that might affect your overall experience. Virgin Voyages has 2 different options for onboard credit. They have the traditional onboard credit, which they call Sailor Loot, and sometimes can come with website promos. Depending on the sailing, sometimes I also have Sailor Loot to offer guests. It just depends. So I always recommend before you book, get on travelagentbecky.com, schedule a call with me, and I'll see if there's a little bit something extra I can add for you. The second type of onboard credit is bar tab, and a lot of the website promos include a little bit of bar tab. I will tell you, on a 7-night sailing, my husband and I typically like to have about $400 in bar tab. A little bit higher is even better, but we try not to go too high. Whatever bar tab you put on extra, you won't get back. So it's important that you keep that in mind. If you put in $600 bar tab, but you don't use it, you only use $500, then you've just lost $100. The nice thing about this though is that if you have sailor loot left, but you've used all your bar tab, you can use that sailor loot for your specialty drinks. So first it will pull from bar tab. If you buy a specialty coffee, a mocktail, a cocktail, it will pull from bar tab. Once bar tab is wiped out, it will then pull from sailor loot. So it is really nice to have both. Your sailor loot can only be used on board. You can use it at the spa, you can use it at the casino with some exceptions, and you can use it to book excursions. It's important though that if you're waiting to book your excursions or shore things on Virgin, that you keep track of it. If it's something you would be devastated to miss, go ahead and book it. A lot of the shore things do sell out. Let's talk about the dining. If the dining system confuses you, then here's what you need to know. It is reservation based. Just like if you were at a hotel in the States or on land anywhere, it is reservation based, and you do need a reservation in order to go. The bars in the restaurants are small. You can occasionally walk in and get something to eat, but sometimes there would be a little bit of a wait. Virgin Voyages does not release all of their dining reservations on the day that dining opens. So when dining opens for you and you get on your app and you start booking dining, not all of the reservations will appear there. So if you can get on the ship a little bit earlier, it's often better to go straight to that dining room and see if they can help you get the reservations that you missed. I have always eaten where I've wanted to eat. Even when I book last minute and I miss the dining window and I just get on the ship, go straight down to the dining reservations person, they can usually make something happen. The food quality is actually amazing. My top 3 restaurants are Pink Agave, Extra Virgin, and The Wake. I will say Razzle Dazzle has a brand new menu, especially on the Scarlet Lady, and chef's kiss, so good. Okay, let's talk about entertainment. I get a lot of questions about Virgin Voyages being a party ship, so let's talk about it. The Happenings cast runs most of the activities that happen on board. So there's a lot of trivia, there's a lot of karaoke, there's a lot of just casual adult experiences, group fitness classes, a lot of just adult style activities. In the evenings, you see a lot of live music from bands, a lot of cover bands, a lot of just casual bar spaces, and you also see a lot of shows. On Scarlet Lady, there's an acrobatic show called Dual Reality. It's really cool, kind of a acrobatic Romeo and Juliet. Highly recommend it. There are nightclubs if you're someone who wants to relax with a drink and dance. That exists. It's important to know though, it's not like spring break. It's not a bunch of 18-year-olds who are letting loose for the first time in their life and having a good time and looking for a hookup. These are professionals blowing off steam, having a drink, dancing, just enjoying it. It's not wild. I also get a ton of questions about the drag on Virgin Voyages ship. Yes, there is drag. Each ship has a resident diva, and they put on these really amazing, excellent, high quality artistic shows. I will be honest with you, Virgin Voyages was my first experience with a drag show, and I see it every chance I get anytime I'm on board. They are so entertaining, they are so funny. These people put on incredible shows, and if you've never experienced drag before, this is a great opportunity to see it for the first time. If you are nervous about drag, I would recommend sitting upstairs. In all the venues that I've ever seen drag, there's been a downstairs and an upstairs. A lot of the drag queens will do crowd work, and so it's important, if you are nervous about that, sit upstairs. You can see the whole show from upstairs and have a great quality experience. Okay, the technology. Every cruise line has an app. Virgin Voyages is no different. You download the Virgin Voyages app. They are moving to a new app right now, the Sailor app. Just look for the Virgin Voyages app, whatever's available in your App Store or Google Play Store, and go ahead and download it. It's super easy to link your reservation right in there, and then you're good. You can schedule your dining, you can start the check-in process, uploading your passport, doing all the things right there. When you are on the ship, your whole itinerary will be there. They're gonna send you a lot of push notifications through the app because they're not pinging in through the speakers all day, every day, like other cruise lines. There's not a cruise director. The Happenings cast just keeps things going and you're having a great time. You can just be walking through the ship and all of a sudden you find yourself in the middle of a trivia, and it's hilarious. There's also a section inside the app once you're on board called My Wallet, and that's where you can see things come out in real time. Within a minute or two, I've seen all of my charges populate. It does take a minute on that first day. So if you walked in and you booked Shore Things like first thing, it might take an hour or two for you to see those. But once you get through that first initial everybody onboarding or embarking, then you'll start to see those charges come through in real time. So if you're at dinner and you're having a glass of wine and they scan your band, by the time you open your app and check, it's up to date. So there's a way to see all your charges and know exactly how much bar tab and exactly how much sailor loot you have left. Virgin Voyages on board also offers different levels of Wi-Fi. If you are someone who sails a lot and you earn their perks, you can get the premium Wi-Fi included. But when I was just starting, the basic Wi-Fi honestly worked well compared to other cruise Wi-Fis. Not enough to probably download and stream a show, but certainly it's enough to check your email. And of course, if you've ever traveled before, a lot of all-inclusive resorts will have their own version of a band, Disney's Magic Band, right? This is your sailor band. The black ones are, I think, for suite guests, and the red ones are for everyone else. So I am sailing in a sea terrace balcony, and so I just have my basic red one. This is how they keep track of all of my things. Honestly, I prefer this. I feel like it's not very obtrusive. It's easy to take on and off. If you keep it snug, it doesn't undo itself. If you have it too loose, it kind of undoes itself. It's just a little hook right here, this little anchor, and it's super easy. But this is how they keep track of your stuff. So if you book a shore thing or an excursion, they'll tap it here and it automatically comes off of your sailor loot. And anytime you're booking or ordering a specialty drink, it just comes right off of your bar tab. Oh, it's also your room key. You will get this when you check in. And if you want to keep it, you certainly can, but there will be a spot for you to recycle it at the end. So with all of these differences from cruise lines, how do you pack for a Virgin Voyages cruise? No formal night means no need for formal dress, but Virgin Voyages is a little bit upscale, sophisticated, and so it's pretty normal. You can't really see my dress, but it's pretty normal to just wear a little dress around. Think elevated beach vacation and not resort casual. You will want outfits that go from day to night or dresses that go from day to night because the environment does change. It's a really casual, comfortable, lounging environment, and then it kind of elevates in the evening. You'll see people dressed beautifully, beautiful jewelry on, elevated. It's not prom though, it's not formal. You're not seeing tuxes unless you're seeing an occasional red tux on Scarlet Night, but it's just elevated and nice. You will want to check your itinerary to see what evenings are included. They almost all have a pajama night, so grab a cute pair of pajamas for a pajama party upstairs. You're gonna want something for Scarlet Night, and people go all out for Scarlet Night. You could just wear a simple red dress and fit in perfectly. However, there are a lot of excited people for Scarlet Night. It is a really fun party, and a lot of people will dress up. You're gonna see really fun hats, you're gonna see some beautiful sparkly dresses. If you want to dress up, this is your biggest chance. Grab a beautiful red dress and go for it. As far as packing amenities, the cabins here do come with pretty high quality amenities. The shampoo and body wash are lovely. I'm not a huge fan of the conditioner personally. I just like to bring my own amenities anyway, but the hairdryer is lovely here. You do have to be a little bit careful about what you bring. You obviously can't bring a steamer. They have them here if you need to use them. You can have them for like 2 hours and then they ask for it back. So just keep in mind you have to follow the basic cruise rules, but usually if you're flying, you're a little bit more limited on your amenities anyway. Bring what you want. If you are a first timer sailing on Virgin Voyages, these are the mistakes a lot of first timers make, so avoid these. Number one, not making dining reservations. Make the reservations. Get something. You can edit them later. Sometimes you can show up 15 to 20 minutes early. just make the reservation, because that's how you're going to experience all the incredible food that's on board. You don't want to be stuck without them. If you don't have them when you board, go straight to the dining section. It's usually inside Razzle Dazzle. All of the Happenings cast will be there to answer your questions. Just go straight there and get whatever dining you can. They're all amazing. As soon as you embark, get on the ship's Wi-Fi. You paid for Wi-Fi, right? It lumped in your cruise fare, so just get on the ship's Wi-Fi. All the activities are going to start populating in the app, and you're going to start being able to add things to your agenda so you don't miss them. Speaking of your agenda, read the fine print. Some things are ticketed events, some things are not, and you really need to know what time you need to show up for something. If your Shore Thing starts at 9, sometimes you have to be there a half an hour early. If you want to see the drag show and it's a not ticketed event, you might want to get there early so you can get a seat. Make sure you're reading all of the things, because each activity functions differently, but it's all listed in the app. You just have to look. Overpacking. I feel like a lot of times when you're on a ship, you underestimate the amount of time you're going to be in your swimsuit and cover up. So do you need that many dresses? Do you need that many shoes? I don't know. I always end up having so many things that I don't wear because I end up just wearing my favorites, right? If I put it on for a few hours just for dinner, sometimes I wear it again. Assuming it's a party and packing inappropriately. Yes, there are places to have a good time on the ship. I would not call it a party ship. None of the Virgin cruises I've been on 5, would I call them party ships. There are parties, there are places to have a good time, but remember, these are 30 to 50-year-olds, that's the demographic, professionals relaxing and having a good time. These are not spring breakers throwing their first ever party away from their family, right? Away from their parents. So keep that in mind. Yes, you can have a good time. It's not a wild party. So keep that in mind when packing. And lastly, make a realistic budget for your bar tab. Sometimes when you book, it comes with a free bar tab, but you can add more, and Virgin Voyages does add something on top usually. So if you put 300 in, sometimes they give you an extra 50. So really keep that in mind. Also, the bar tab is per cabin, so you don't each need to have your separate. Sometimes it's more beneficial for you to put $300 on just one person and then get that extra bump from Virgin to get you to $350. So be strategic with your bar tab, be thoughtful. There are also ways to get a pitcher, right? So you can get a pitcher of sangria for less than it would cost to get 6 glasses of it, as an example. So let's talk about who Virgin Voyages is for, because it's not for everybody, let's be real. When I meet new clients, I usually try to get a feel for what their overall vacation vibe is. And these are the things that I'm looking for when I decide to recommend Virgin. Sophistication without pretension, right? If you like to have a good time, but you don't need all the pretentious stuff, Virgin could be it. If you're a friend group celebrating something, bachelor party, bachelorette party, birthday party, everybody likes Virgin, you're all adults, let's celebrate. Solo travelers. There are actually some really great solo cabins on Virgin Voyages, and I highly recommend them. They also have some solo meetups, and so if you're looking to travel solo, this is my favorite brand. People who want quality and value. So if you don't mind paying a smidge more to get a lot more, this is your cruise line. But you have to be okay with the no kids chaos, right? If you have kids, you do need to find a sitter or something, but they'll be okay for a few days without you. This is not the cruise line for you if you are looking for that traditional cruise experience. If you want the huge buffet, if you want the cruise director, if things like drag offend you, this probably isn't your cruise line. The bottom line is Virgin Voyages offers a very different and very unique experience compared to other cruise lines. If you've sailed before, you will have a very low learning curve. It's very similar. Everything important happens in the app. It all functions basically the same with some really exciting and unique quirks that make it different. If you are ready to book your first Virgin Voyages trip, I offer complimentary tips and experience advice. All you have to do is head down to the section down there and find my link. You can schedule a call with me. You can send me an email. We'll connect and we'll get you on the perfect itinerary in the perfect stateroom for your perfect cruise. cruise sailing. Have a question about Virgin Voyages that I didn't answer? Go ahead and put your question in the comments and I will be answering them as I see them. And of course, make sure you subscribe for all my cruise content and destination wedding content.